Hey guys, Coach Jeremy Hirschkorn with Inside Pitch. I'm out here hiking on a beautiful day with my dog Rosie, off Chuckanut. This is what I chose for my movement practice for the day. That's what I call it, movement practice, but it's just a fancy way of saying playing. I'm out here to play. And that's one of the topics I really wanted to touch on. Was every day when I go to work, what I see is a lot of kids that need to play. They can't perform, simple movement tasks, and yet they're coming in to see us to learn how to do some of the most complex movement tasks in the world. Hitting a baseball, throwing a baseball very fast, consistently. And we ask them to do simple things in our dynamic warm-up, like squatting and lunging and lateral lunges and different things like that. And it's very difficult for them to perform those movements. And then we try to ask them to do really intense, difficultly coordinated movements to try to play this game. And it's hard for them, and it can be frustrating. And I think that's why we're seeing a lot of kids move to different sports that replicate movements they're more, they're used to, that they perform more often. But what it comes down to, in my opinion, is they aren't playing enough. They aren't just being kids and running around and playing in the woods and climbing things and throwing things and squatting down and things like that. The squat is such a basic human necessity that a lot of, not just kids but adults struggle with, and I have to reteach it to them. A funny story, a couple weeks ago I was at a friend's house and they have a 2-year-old, and I saw him squat down to pick up a toy, and he just hung out there in the bottom of that squat for, I don't know, a full minute probably, playing with his toy like it was nothing. And it was just beautiful, immaculate squat form. It was awesome. I pointed it out. They probably thought I was weird. But the thing is that kid figured that out on his own. No one taught him how to do that. And yet, 5-6 years down the line, maybe more, he might be trying to play baseball and come and see me, and he might have lost that ability to squat. And I see that on a daily basis, kids who don't have that mobility to squat down. And in our game, that is so important. The fielding position is obvious. You got to be able to squat to field. As a catcher, you have to squat. Those are the kind of obvious ones. But the power translation that you get out of a squat is essential to throwing and hitting. And if we can't coach based on an understanding and a feel for that movement, it makes it really difficult to get across what we want. So I guess, kind of the point of this rambling is, kids need to perform more diverse movements and learn what those feel like, so that when they come in to do something intense and demanding and intricate, they have a better feel for their body. They have a better understanding of what we're trying to get out of them. So how do you do that? It doesn't have to be this structured, regimented fitness program. It can be. It doesn't need to be that. It could be anything. It could be running around in the woods. It could be hopping over fences. It could be climbing trees. Those things are essential to how we function as humans, and they need to be expressed. And that can be so many different things. I could be here all day listing those things off. But if you need help figuring out how to make that happen, we're a good place to start. Obviously, we're a baseball facility, but we want to be more than that. We want to help our community move better and be able to do the things they want, their hobbies, their interests. We want adults to be able to play with their kids. We want kids to be able to run outside and play with their friends. And then when they decide, I really like this game, and they want to play it at a high level, they can, and it can just translate that much quicker. Rather than, spending a lot of money to learn how to hit or pitch, when we end up spending all of our time on these basic functions that you could be doing at home, that are easy, that should just come natural. But if you don't exercise them, regularly, they go away. If you're stuck sitting at a desk, in school all day and you come home and you sit in front of a TV or a video game console, then you're going to be right there, sitting. And then when it's time for baseball practice, it's going to be difficult to generate any kind of power and move and be healthy and enjoy this game and be successful at it. So that being said, I'll wrap it up here. I would just love to see you. I'd love to hang out with you and talk about it and create a plan of action and get things moving so that if you do want to play this game, you're ready to do it. Thanks for listening. Be sure to pass this on to your friends that maybe haven't heard of Inside Pitch or don't know about it. We want to help as many people as we can. And thank you. Babe. Go Mariners.